Alrighty guys, so we got a deck review here on a deck that's inside this box, which you can probably tell by the title of the video what it's going to be. There's Slifer. Alrighty, let's get started with this. So first off, we got Yugi's Egyptian God card he used in Battle City. This is Yugi's Battle City deck. So we have Slifer the Sky Dragon. Yugi won it against Strings. It was actually the first God card he faced in Battle City, and first one he won. So, alrighty. So then we got, of course, Yugi's trump card, Dark Magician, the card that everyone knows and Yugi's used for like forever. Dark Magician Girl, introduced in Battle City, pretty cool card. Really like her, fan favorite, of course. One of my all-time favorite Yugi cards, Karibo, definitely my favorite. I just love the little fat guy. He just looks hilarious. Buster Blader, knocked him out against Strings also in Battle City. Just a really good card. Got a decent effect, especially if you're going up against like Kaiba or something like that. It's just a pretty cool card. And Baphomet and Gazelle, also cards introduced in Battle City. Just really enjoy both these cards too, because if you get Baphomet on the field, you can pretty much, if you have polymerization in your hand or on the field, you can pretty much get, oh, they're fusion together. I forgot what its name is right now. Summon Skull, used in Duelist Kingdom. Really cool card. Had this card for a long time. It's kind of got a super cool shine. But 2500 normal monster. Pretty good in character duels for the most part. Strong and, you know, just a pretty good card. Beast of Gilfer. Yes, we changed the name to Beast of Gilfer. Some of our cards have errated effects. And also some of our cards are fake cards we had made just for, you know, personal use with me and my friends and just to play with. So Beast of Gopher.
And we errated them so that they would match more to the actual show.
The anime effect, yes. Then we have Alpha, Beta, and Gamma. The Magnet Warriors. Also all used in Battle City. Really cool cards. They're old and beat up, which is pretty cool. Shows they've been played and shows that they've got some good out of them, which is good. And then their fusion, or well, not really fusion, but the cards combined together to make Valkyrion. He should be a fusion monster. If you've been a fusion, it'd be more easy to summon him, but you pretty much won't ever use this card. You probably just discard this card most of the time in your hand for different effects. But for the most part, he's a pretty strong monster. 3500, 3800, 3850, I mean. Obnoxious Celtic Guard. Just Celtic Guardian with a super cool effect. You know, you can pretty much use him to trump stronger monsters just because he won't die. King's Knight, Queen's Knight, and Jack's Knight. The Poker Knights, as everyone calls them. Pretty sick cards. Just, I don't know, they're just fun to use, and they're pretty easy to get out on the field, actually. I mean, besides Jack's Knight, he's kind of a pain in the ass, but besides him, you know, they're alright. Queen's Knight, she's really super cool. She's my favorite out of the three, actually, but besides that. And then what I like to call our defensive walls, which they're kind of useless monsters. They're just kind of, I don't know, for either sacrifices or just to look cool. I'll even put them in defense position for you guys. So, Giant Soldier Stone, Big Shield Gardener, who we've also ratted, who is a normal monster also, just like in the anime. And finally, Electromagnetic Turtle. Thank you, Konami, for finally printing this card in English, for fuck's sake. We're sick of the Japanese version that we had to play with for years. And so, alrighty, so let's move on. Alright, we're starting off with spells. First off, we got Monster Reborn. Pretty standard. If you don't know what this card does, you probably shouldn't be watching this video. Cards of Sanctity. We have errated this card, so each player draws until their hands hold 6 cards. Just like in the anime, it's pretty simple to understand. Pot of Greed. Draw 2 cards. Yes, there is banned cards in our character decks. They're just for fun, not for tournament purposes. Mystic Box. We've also errated this card where you have to have 1 spellcaster on your side of the field. Whether that be Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, because it's the only time Yugi uses this card. And you don't tribute your monster, but it just allows you to destroy 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field. So that's kind of one of our other errated cards that we have. But it's a pretty sweet card. It really comes in handy, especially if you have Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl on the field. Double Spell. Discard 1 spell card, then target 1 spell card in your opponent's graveyard and add, or as the effect's resolution, follow the target's card text as if you had used it yourself. So you can use this, you know, quite a few terms, and quite a few things, actually. It really comes in handy. Change of Heart, Brain Control. Both cards take over other monsters' minds. Pretty much what you could call it. Only downfall, brain control, you have to pay 800 life points, but they both do the same thing. I mean, you take control of your monster, and at the end of your turn, then your opponent gets them back. So, exchange. This is a card that, Yugi used against whenever he played against Joey in Battle City. So Joey could see his red eyes. So yeah, just like in the anime.
It's really good to use that whenever you got like one card in your hand, and that one card is Valkyrion.
Yeah, it's junk. So it's pretty much just a crappy card. I mean, you use it, but doesn't really have a super good effect. But okay, magical hats. This card also right here, we have errated it also. It's a spell card, and it's kind of confusing. So how we use this is we place 4 cards. Say if your opponent attacks a monster, and say this exchange is a monster card, you flip him face down, and you flip magical hats face down also. Then you pull 2 trap cards out of your deck, and because Yugi would always use like Spellbinding Circle or something like that inside of magical hat, so that's what we do. We pull two trap cards and then have them all face down. Then your opponent guesses which monster to attack of the 4, and then if he hits the trap card automatically goes off, and if he hits the monster is destroyed. Or if he hits magical hats, and that magical hat's destroyed. So that's what we do with that. Magic formula. This is also an errated card. We can use it on Kribo, just like an anime effect. For some reason, this card could be used on a Kribo. No idea why. Polymerization. Pretty self-explanatory. Soul Taker. Target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls. Destroy that target, then your opponent gains 1,000 life points. Really, really good card. Really good card. Getting into our last spell card, we have Card Destruction. Both players must discard their entire hands and draw the same number of cards they discarded from the respective decks. Then we have Graceful Charity, which is one of our fake cards I was telling you about. I put this card right there behind Card of Destruction because that's probably about the only time you want to use this card. Both players add all cards from their graveyards that were discarded by the effect of a spell card activated this turn. So you use Card Destruction, discard 4 cards. Just as an example, you get to pick those 4 cards back up from your graveyard and put them back in your hand. So really, really good card. Spellbinding Circle is errated also. When it is equipped to one of your opponent's monsters, they also lose 700 attack points. So that's really good. It keeps normal effect, but just has that effect added. Light Force Sword. We have this edited also, which we actually use this as a spell card. I have it in traps on accident. But anyways, what we can do is we can choose a card in our opponent's hand to banish for 2 turns. So when we banish them, we just remove it from play and put a dice on top of there for 2 turns. It works really, really well, especially with things we do. Another one of our fake cards is Magician's Selection. This says active only when a face-up spellcaster type monster you control is selected as an attack target. Negate the attack and destroy one face-up monster your opponent controls that has the lowest attack. So you can see where that comes in beneficial, especially if you have Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl. Pretty good card. Dust Tornado, pretty self-explanatory, really good card. Regulation of Tribe, here's another card we have errated. We can keep this card on the field for 3 turns, and we get to choose the type each turn that we want to stop from attacking. It's not as overpowered as it was in the anime, but it still works pretty good and it flows really well with the character decks. Life Shaver, another card. Yugi actually never used this card. It was used in Battle City. It was actually Yugi's card, but Kaiba got the card from Yugi whenever Yugi used the card exchange. Kaiba actually used it against Yugi, but we put it in Yugi's deck because it was in Yugi's final deck in the last 2 duels at Battle City. So I mean, you got to add it. It's just you use it, but Yugi didn't really use it, so I just kind of like to trash it if I can, but it just depends. Soul Rope. Same effect that says, active only by paying 1,000 life points when a monster you control is destroyed into the graveyard, special summon 1 level 4 monster from your deck. Really, really good card. Yugi's best trap card, Mirror Force. Absolute best trap card. If you don't know what this card does, eBay it, because you need this card. And for Yugi's fusion cards, his final 2 fusion cards, we've got Chimera, the Flying Mythical Beast. This card is also treated as a Phantom Beast monster. When this card is destroyed, you can target 1 Baphomet or Gazelle in your graveyard and special summon that target. So this is a really good card. And his final fusion, Dark Paladin, used against Kaiba. Other cards, if we had a side deck, we'd use like a different... I forgot what that card's called. Anyways, Yugi used it against Kaiba to destroy all 3 of his blue eyes. But yeah, cards like that. And we'd also use like Collective Power and stuff like that if we wanted to have a side deck. So yeah, so that's our Yugi deck. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you.